Today's lesson is titled, The Healing, Prospering Power of Affirmation. Say that.
The healing, prospering power of affirmation.
And this lesson has two other subtitles to let you know some other things that it is about today. It is about healing the infirmities of the mind. So say that, healing the infirmities of the mind. It is also about healing mind, body, and affairs.
Healing mind, body, and affairs.
That's rather complete, isn't it? When you get the infirmities of the mind healed, when you get the mind, the body, and the affairs healed, that's total healing. And there are three texts on the lesson. We will read them as we come to them during the lesson, but I would just like to read them with you now and have you repeat them after me. The first text is one of the texts that we use around here, perhaps more than any other. Proverbs, the 23rd chapter, and the 7th verse. And I'm going to have you repeat it after me. As a man thinks, so is he. And the next text is from Isaiah, the 46th chapter, the 9th verse. I am God, and there is none else. And the next is from 2 Timothy, the 1st chapter, and the 7th verse. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, and of love, and of a sound mind. You may be seated. The healing power of affirmation. One of the good things that I learned at the theological seminary was to define my subject. And we're using a word here in the subject, affirmation. Say that.
Affirmation.
And what is affirmation? Affirmation means to make an idea firm in the mind. So repeat after me. Affirmation means to make an idea firm in my mind. In the healing ministry of Jesus, he heals man's or minds. Wait a minute, let me start this again. In the healing ministry of Jesus, he heals man's or mind's infirmities, diseases, and casts out all that torments and bedevils a mind. And I want to deal with this word affirmation for a moment. The mind must be made firm in the idea of the good that you desire. And this is how you get the good that you desire. I get the good that I desire by making the idea firm in my mind. We never tell you but one thing anyway, how to get the good that you desire, but we tell you in many different ways. So here is another way of giving you the principle. So repeat after me. I get the good that I desire by making the idea of the good that I desire firm in my mind. That's interesting. And this is why around here we do a lot of talking. This is why I have you talk back to me. We state these principles again and again in many different words and in many different ways, and in the same ways again and again. Why? To make the idea firm in your mind. Oh, 15, 20 years ago, I came up with that old cliche, health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money. And we just about wear that out around here, except it really never wears out, does it? So let's go that route again. Health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money. Let's hear it. For you see, every time we think this, every time we say this, it helps to do what? It helps to make the idea firm in our minds. In the seminar yesterday, my son Steve was sitting beside me, and as Reverend Coleman and Reverend Carey were teaching, he says, "We heard that before." I said, "It sounds exactly like we heard it word for word." I said, "Yes, but some people will hear it now who didn't hear it before." And beside, as I say, we affirm these principles, these truths over and over again to do what? To make them firm in our minds. So you see, when you come here, you don't come here just simply for an intellectual exercise. These classes, these messages are not just intellectual exercises. We are trying to help you to make positive ideas firm in your mind. And this is how you get the good that you desire. If you want to be healthy, if you want to be healed, what do? Make the idea of good health firm in your mind. Before I went out in that rain to run 2 miles today, I stood there for a while and watched it. The voice of negativity says, "You're going to catch a cold," but I had to stand there first of all and do what? Make it firm in my mind the idea of good health. So say with me, I make the idea of good health firm in my mind.
I make the idea of good health firm in my mind.
One thing is certain. If you don't make positive ideas firm in your mind, the world will certainly make infirm ideas firm in your mind, whatever that means. Talking about repeating health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money over and over again to make the idea firm in my mind. Yesterday, a man said to me, "Well, Reverend, God bless you." And then he said, "But you're already blessed, aren't you?" I said, "Yes, but I can never have too much blessing or too much money." To which he said, "Well, which one would you prefer?" He was getting fundamentalist on me there for a moment. I said, "I don't see the conflict." I said, "I don't even see the difference. Money is definitely a blessing." Say that with me. Money is definitely a blessing. He said, and that's firm in my mind. And you see, this is why people have money problems, because they don't have a firm, positive idea about money in their minds. There is healing, prospering power in affirmation. Now, here's an affirmation in the first person, and I'm going to read it from the lesson sheet and have you repeat it after me. I, a mind, a man, must not be infirm. I, a mind, a man, must be firm, whole, holy, sound in my faith, in my self-image, in my self-feeling, and thinking, feeling nature. Now, some hospitals are called infirmaries. Maybe you've never stopped to think why they call them infirmaries, because that's where people go when they become infirm, when the body becomes unsound, usually. And this is why the Bible uses the word infirmity. You remember the woman with the issue of blood, the Bible said she had had an infirmity. But first of all, the term infirm is a mental term. When the mind is infirm, the body will become infirm. Say that with me. When the mind is infirm, the body will become infirm. When the mind is infirm, the affairs will become infirm. Say that.
When the mind is infirm, the affairs will become infirm.
Just the opposite, thank God. If the mind is made firm, the man will be made firm, whole, holy, and sound. You know, it gets right back to the formula that the Apostle Paul gives us in the 12th chapter of Romans. What does he say? Be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind.
I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. The angels in the heaven done changed my name.